Morning, everyone. We're back with another analysis. AUD-CAD has tapped into our supply zone, so we're expecting a reaction from the supply zone for now. We're going to be looking for shorts from the supply zone. The expectation is to take out that low. And then next up is AUD-CHF. AUD-CHF, we're essentially expecting to follow that bearish trend. I'm expecting reaction from that zone, more specifically that indecision candle. That is your supply zone, so we're expecting a reaction off of that. Right now, if you're a little bit more aggressive, you can trade back into that supply zone and then look for shorts from that supply zone. AUD JPY is still playing within that range, so we're not really looking to get involved. We saw that we tapped that demand zone the other day, and then we basically expected price to take out that high, but ever since then we've started to move sideways. So right now my expectation is still to take out that high, but right now we're just moving sideways, so I'm not looking to get involved. AUD NZD broke down like we expected, so we took out these lows. So for now the expectation is basically to come back into that supply zone, so we can start looking for longs back into supply. Once we tap supply, we can look for shorts to take out that low. AUD USD, we were expecting price to react off of that zone, so we're just going to be waiting for price to tap that zone, and then once we tap that zone, you could look for shorts to take out that low over there. You could also maybe expect price to come back all the way up here because there is some imbalance above that supply zone. Anyways, the expectation is to continue that bearish trend on AUD USD. CAD CHF is still moving sideways. Nothing happened really. CAD JPY hasn't really changed either, like most of the JPY pairs. The expectation remains that we're going to trade back into demand. So we're looking to take shorts back into demand. Then once we tap demand, we're going to look for longs to take out that high over there. So for right now, if you're a day trader, you can look for shorts back into demand. CHF JPY is the exact same thing. It's pretty much very correlated. Euro AUD, we are waiting on that change of character on Euro AUD. And once we do take out this low over here, that to me would be a significant change of character. So if we take out that low, we can look for shorts back into demand. And then once we tap demand, we can start looking for longs to take out that high. So once again, for right now, I'm waiting for price to make that change of character, and then I'm going to be looking for shorts from that supply zone. Euro CAD ended up hitting break even, unfortunately. It was moving down a little bit yesterday, but then basically skyrocketed back up, and now it hit break even. So we took a $0 gain, $0 loss, so that's nice. For right now, I'm not really looking to get into anything. I want to see price, let me delete that for a second. I want to see price break above this high, but we haven't really broken it. So for right now, I'm just waiting on Euro CAD. Once we do break that high, I'm going to be looking for longs from that level. But up until that point, we're still just going to stay out. Euro CHF, we had that reaction that we were waiting on. I know some members got into a break-even trade here. Taking that short position would get stopped out at break-even. The expectation for now is actually still to take out this low. We did, however, come back up a little bit. That could be a liquidity sweep too. If you go onto the lower time frames, you can clearly see that there was a buildup of liquidity over there. So it could be a liquidity sweep. If we do get that change of character here, I'm going to be looking for shorts from that supply zone. So for right now, wait for that change of character and then look for shorts to take out that low. Euro GBP. Well, we're still kind of moving sideways on Euro GBP. We did, however, move down lower a little bit. Right now, we're still playing within that range, essentially. My expectation was and remains to basically go higher, break to the upside, go higher. Then we can look for shorts back into demand, and then we can look for longs from that demand zone. Euro JPY is exactly the same as the other JPY pairs that we talked about. Euro NZD, so we did get that change of character on Euro NZD. Actually, if you go on to the 1 hour, you'll be able to see more clearly. We did get that change of character, so you could be looking for shorts. Let me clean that up actually for a second. You can start looking for shorts from that supply zone, looking to trade back into demand. Once we tap demand, then we can look for longs to take out that high. Next up is Euro USD. Euro USD, if you were in the short position, you would have gotten really close to the target, so you would probably hit break even on that. It got really close to target. So for me, this would have been a break even trade. This is the entry that we talked about yesterday too, which would have been respected pretty nicely, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the one we talked about yesterday. So for now, the expectation is and remains to take out that low until something changes. So to me, this could be seen as a liquidity sweep of these highs. And now if we see that change of character, you can look for shorts still towards that low. To keep in mind, however, that when price is moving sideways like that and then tends to impulse to the upside, there is a higher likelihood that we're going to take out that high right there. But for now, my expectation from a mechanical standpoint remains that we're going to be following bearish order flow until something changes. And by something changes, I mean if something takes out that high, we're going to be shifting the bias. But for now, we're going to remain bearish. GBAD, we were waiting on that change of character. We did get that change of character. As you can see on the 1 hour, we had that change of character. Now you can start looking for shorts from that supply zone. One thing that a lot of traders do too is once you get that change of character, they enter a breakout trade. So they would have an entry like that. They enter a breakout trade to the downside. Anyways, I'm going to be looking for shorts from that supply zone and then looking to trade back into demand. Then once we tap demand, we're going to be looking for longs to continue that bullish trend. And GBP CAD hasn't changed. GBP hasn't changed either. GBP NZD. So we also had that change of character on GBP NZD. Well, we're about to get that change of character right here. Once we see that change of character, we can start looking for shorts. You can be a little bit more aggressive and look for shorts from that level, or you can wait and look for shorts from the overall supply zone. There is, however, a chance that we're not even going to get close to that, and we're just going to keep running all the way back into demand. Once we tap demand, the expectation is essentially to move to the upside. Do keep in mind that there's a lot of liquidity here, so we could also move back into this demand and then look for bullish structure. GU is respecting that supply zone nicely that we talked about. We got to get reaction off of it. I know some traders were looking for shorts here. You would have been stopped out of break even. This is an entry that we talked about yesterday during the session, during the analysis. You would have been stopped out of break even if you were to use a 1-to-1 break even rule like myself. For now, this could also be seen as a sweep of liquidity, sweeping all these highs, then getting that change of character over here. If you zoom in a little bit more, you see that change of character, and now you can look for shorts from that supply zone. And the expectation remains that we're going to take out that low. NZD CAD hasn't really changed either. NZD CHF, so we were expecting price to respect that order flow. We did get a strong reaction off of it yesterday. We saw that we had that really solid reaction, got really close to taking out that low as we expected, and now we're moving back up a little bit. So any of these demands or supply zones are still just as valid. Do keep in mind, however, once they're mitigated, which means that once there's no imbalance left, that there is a less high chance of them holding. But for right now, my expectation remains, and I'm going to follow the bearish order flow. So I'm going to be expecting price to trade lower. Then NZD hasn't changed. NZD USD hasn't really changed either, but it's very similar to GU and EU. Essentially, we're still expecting price to respect that order flow. This could be seen as a liquidity sweep, and we're expecting price to take out that low. So we're going to be looking for shorts to take out that low until something changes. USD CAD hasn't really changed either. The expectation remains, right? We're going to be trading back into demand. Once we tap demand, we're going to be looking for longs from that level. And then there's USHIF. USHIF hasn't changed at all. UJ is similar to the other JPY pairs, and gold hasn't really changed either. The only thing that happened was that we broke to the upside. So for right now, we can wait for that change of character and look for shorts back into demand. And then once we tap demand, we can look for longs to continue a bullish trend. So that's it for today.